Welcome to Old Folks Racing PlayStation. This is the new season 2022 spring, and what a way to start with the Ford Escort RS 1600 cubic centimeters in the engine, but a lot of power to go around the beautiful Sakito Grand Prix circuit. Of course, it is just a modified version of Suzuka, but it's a beauty. And George Jesus and Simon Allen are on the first row. Good to see Simon Allen back there. Gav Allen and Darren Head, the reigning champion, are on the second, with Scott Davely and Dale Taylor on the third, followed by Gonçalo Mota in seventh. And this should be a good race with the 12 drivers, and away they go, and 12 escorts go full steam into this Sakito straight. And let's see who is going to take the lead. It seems to me that it's Gav Allen that has had an amazing start and is going to take the lead into turn number one, as the rest of the field goes around the first corner without any incidents. A few drivers running wide there, but everything seems to be fairly civilized so far. We are on the first of 10 laps, and Alonso Fonso has retaken the lead. Jorge Jesus has retaken the lead here. Something happened with Caval, and he's dropped to fourth spot, as Jorge Jesus leads from Simon Allen and Darren Head in third. We are on board with Gonçalo Mota, who is in seventh place. In front of him it is Scott Davely, and in front it is Dale Taylor. This is a tricky section. The inner circle. Oh, someone is in the gravel there. Someone is in the gravel, and this is spinning. Oh! Almost contact. That was, I believe, well, I couldn't figure out who that was. It was Dale Taylor. Dale Taylor is in last place, and surely it was him that went through the gravel, as now Gav Allen starts to try to recover a bit of ground. He's in fourth place, but he's seeing the leader. Look at this, Darren Head almost losing it there, and in fact he lost it there for a while, and Gav Allen goes into third place. I'm sorry. Oh, this is just too much action. Simon Allen on the inside. Look at Gav Allen. Gav Allen hits the back of Jorge Jesus. Simon Allen goes into the lead. Jorge Jesus has had a problem, and this is the action replay of Gav Allen. Oh, look at that. That was Simon just hit George in the back. Then George loses all momentum and ends up being hit by Gav Allen, who loses a lot of time. He's going to go to the back of the field. Surely reset button. He's not at the end of the queue. He is in 10th place, but surely big problem there for, oh, look at this, Darren Head now almost losing it again. And here comes Jorge Jesus again into last corner, and he's going to go on the outside. Will there be space for two drivers? Oh, this is dicey, but they give each other room, and they go side by side through the corner, with Darren retaining second place. This was a very good piece of driving there by the reigning champion and by Jorge Jesus as well. Now Jorge has some momentum into turn one, but not quite the opportunity there. Beautiful racing we're having here. Simon Allen has jumped into the lead of the race. I cannot recall what was the last time he led a race, and here comes Jorge Jesus on the outside of Darren Head, and he's ahead. He's ahead of Darren Head. Jorge Jesus, that was a good move by Jorge. They're taking the second place again, and this race is far from over, because we are still on the second lap. And look at that, Darren Head almost losing it again there through the corner. Absolutely beautiful racing here, as Darren is absolutely committed to, and the Gonçalo Mota, no, that's Scott Davely, has made a mistake in front of Gonçalo Mota. Here comes Gonçalo Mota into fifth place, and that's a good move by Gonçalo. Can he stop in time? Yes, he can, and Scott Davely tries to do the switcheroo, but unsuccessfully. He's now defending on the outside by Bob, that's Rob Burton. I'm not sure I got his name right. I can't really remember. I do apologize. That's Bob MK1. Good to see him back in the Old Folks Racing PlayStation, and he's doing a great job by being in sixth place. Look at the top three, how close they are. This is absolutely brilliant racing. Simon Allen is enjoying having that lead. Darren Head has lost second place now to Jorge Jesus, but George is almost a bit of contact there, and here comes Darren Head on the inside. He gets out of it because he understands that there is not going to be any chance whatsoever to overtake in this straight. Jorge Jesus holding by the smallest of margins to that second place, and Simon Allen is enjoying leading this race. Now they come and complete. Oh, this Simon Allen is is off the track. I wonder if some of these drivers are picking up penalties, and that could have an impact on the race. Especially look at how close they are at the top here. This is Scott Lively now defending from this is Darren Head. Almost 3 wide there. Here comes George Lewis on the inside, and he's going to go take the lead. Look at this, Darren is going to do 2 in 1. Oh, not quite, because George Lewis shuts the door. Simon Allen from the lead to third in the matter of 1 corner, but there is still 7 laps to go in this race. Absolutely brilliant racing. App makes me just want to be in the cockpit of this car. Unfortunately, I am just the commentator. Now George Jesus has led for a bit, and he's leading again, but Darren Head is again... Oh, Simon Allen is going to make a mistake here. He's going to lose time. Yes, he didn't go off track, but he did lose time, and this could be crucial for Simon not to lose touch with the leading duo. As George Jesus now makes a mistake, and here comes Darren Head on the outside. Not the most obvious place for an overtake, but they go side by side again through the corner, and George is giving him space. Absolutely brilliant racing here once again from both drivers. And look at this, Simon Allen is back into the fight, and I can safely predict this race is going to be decided on the last lap. Look at this, George Jesus also picking up maybe a penalty for going wide there. Darren Head is and they touch George Jesus. Disaster as the top 3 collide. Who is going to emerge ahead? That is Simon Allen. Simon Allen is the leader. No, Gonçalo Mota, and we are going to have an action replay here. This is from Darren Head's perspective. Now George is going to run wide. Darren sees the opportunity, and George sees that he's there. Now it's just and this is just unfortunate that they connected, and Darren ends up losing time. George losing time. Look at this, Simon Allen back into the race, and here will come Gonçalo Mota almost joining the action, but this is the replay again from George, and I think it's Darren that connected with George and not the other way around. Anyway, they all lose time, and here comes Gonçalo Mota to lead this race. He's led before in Old Folks Racing PlayStation, certainly led in the Endurance League. Now he's ahead, and look at this, the 3 drivers that collided are again together. Would you believe it? This is absolutely brilliant racing now with Gonçalo Mota, and look at this is George Jesus. He has lost a bit of time there, and here comes Rob again, now losing almost he just lost control in front of George. There is his Bob MK1 is on the inside. That's a tricky pass, because you basically lose control of the car, and almost hitting George. Absolutely how close this was, that Rob did not get collected by anyone. He does lose a bit of time. Now Copper Knob 75, that's Simon Allen in 4th place. Darren Head is in 3rd. Scott Lively, we haven't seen him, but he's up into 2nd, but not for long, because Darren Head is on the inside now. On lap 6, Darren Head is going to go into turn 1, and he almost loses it, and here comes Simon Allen now on the inside of and Scott is going to lose it. Yes, Scott lost it in front of Simon Allen, and he spins. Simon Allen doesn't lose a huge amount of time. This is the action replay. I don't think there was contact between Darren and Scott. No, there wasn't. Scott just lost it on his own right in front of the Ford Escort of Simon Allen. A disaster for Scott Lively, who loses 2nd place, and in fact is down into 7th. Kev Allen, look at him, he's back there. He's recovering after that incident a few laps ago. Now Simon Allen is in 4th place. Darren Head is in 2nd. Jorge Jesus is in 3rd, and Gonçalo Mota continues to lead this race 1 second ahead of Darren Head. And absolutely brilliant lap 6. This is John Scott. We haven't seen John Scott so much in this race. He has started in 12th place, and now he's already up into 5th, and that's absolutely brilliant recovery from John. Del Taylor, we've seen him lose time at the beginning of this race, and he certainly continues to be in last and 12th. Jumbo, we haven't seen too much of him, he's in 11th. Todd Antonio is in 10th. David Emge is in 9th. Scott Lively No, that's Bob. I'm sorry. And that copper knob that someone in front of him. That George Jesus takes a very wide line there, and here comes Simon Allen now in third place. Simon Allen in third place of this race. George Jesus drops to fourth. John Scott is fifth. Kev Allen is up into sixth. Absolutely brilliant racing, but the gap at the front is absolutely very tiny indeed, as Darren Head now makes the move to take the lead of this race from Gonçalo Mota, but Gonçalo is having none of it as he will try to resist, and now they're going side by side into the last corner there, side by side. Who is going to lead this lap? I am not sure who is going to lead the lap. It seems to me that Gonçalo is still ahead. Gonçalo Mota leads another lap, but for how much longer? Because now Darren Head is on the inside of turn one. Gonçalo is going to shut the door on him, but leaves him space. Darren also mindful of Gonçalo's presence as they go very careful through turn one, and Darren Head is still in second. Gonçalo Mota is still leading this race. Absolutely brilliant performance from the Portuguese driver, and now Darren will have through the S's a bit of an advantage, but not a real opportunity here to make a pass. Now he's going to be on the outside for the next corner, certainly not where you should be for an overtake, and Darren is drifting. Now he's coming on the inside, but this will become the outside for the next corner. Can he complete the pass? Gonçalo Mota is losing a bit of momentum, but can Darren complete the pass? I don't think he's going to be able to. They go side by side, and Darren takes the lead. Darren takes the lead again. Very civilized racing by both drivers, as Darren Head takes the lead now on lap number 5. We are still not at the midpoint of this race. Kev Allen is behind. Well, Kev Allen has lost some time and position. He certainly lost the position to Scott Dudley. Scott is back in 6th place. John Scott is ahead of both these drivers in that white Escort, and we can see a battle here clearly emerging for everyone went right, but Kev especially runs a little bit too wide, and tire wear could be becoming a problem here in this Saquito circuit with this car. Nevertheless, a good exit there from the spoon curve by Kev Allen. Kev continues to challenge for 6th place, but Scott also having an eye on John Scott. Simon Allen is down into 4th again. We haven't seen what happened, but George Jesus is up to 3rd. Gonçalo Mota in 2nd, and these 3 drivers offer the best entertainment so far. Look at this, Kev Allen is really coming at Scott Davely, and Scott Davely is really coming at John Scott, so I do anticipate that this is going to be a very heated battle. Kev Allen on the inside, and he's going to try to go on the inside of John Scott runs wide. John Scott runs wide. Here comes Kev Allen. Here comes also Scott Davely on the outside. They go side by side, but Kev actually makes up 2 positions in one go, assuming that he can continue to be in front of Scott Davely, and he seems to be. Scott Davely maintains his 6th place, but Kev Allen up into 5th. John Scott is down from 5th to 7th in a matter of a couple of corners. Lap 6 now. We are beyond the midpoint of this race. Darren Head has a healthy lead of 2.5 seconds over Gonçalo Mota with that's Simon Allen there. Simon Allen trying to chase a podium here, but not very successfully so far. Look at this, John Scott also running wide there, and tire wear could be becoming a problem clearly for this car at this point for these drivers. And John Scott is off the track now. He's off the track in the tunnel, and that's a disaster because you do lose a bit of time there. Here comes Rob Burton into 7th place, and John Scott is dropping down the order. He's in 8th place. He's back into the right direction, but he's lost an awful amount of time. He still has 5 seconds over David Emge, who is the 9th place driver. Let's go back to Simon Allen. Simon Allen in 4th place. Ahead of him is Jorge Jesus, and ahead of both is Gonçalo Mota, having the race of his life. He's led this race, and now he's trying to hold on to that 2nd place, but he's got to wait out the drivers, and now Simon Allen goes into the wall. Simon Allen into the wall doesn't lose a huge amount of time, but certainly it's enough to lose touch with the Portuguese pair of Gonçalo Mota and Jorge Jesus. as now Jorge is challenging for second place in this race, as they are both 2.9 seconds behind Darren Head, and a few more laps to go, 3 laps to go at the end of this one, but they just started the 7th lap of this race. Second place Gonçalo Mota, third place Jorge Jesus. This is the hottest battle on the track right now, as Gonçalo is doing a great job. They're very consistent driving, but look at Darren Head is absolutely flying, 204.1. And Gonçalo Mota made a mistake there, and here comes Jorge Jesus into second place, Gonçalo down to third, and now the dream is starting to be over for Gonçalo Mota on his first win, but maybe, just maybe, he can get the podium out of this Simon Allen. Of course, we saw him in the wall, and Owen is losing time now. He's absolutely cutting. Wow, he's cutting. Oh, he's rally crossing that escort, but that's not the fastest way around here, and he loses a position to Caval, and loses another one to Scott Davely, and this is turning out like a big disaster now for Simon Allen after leading the race in the early stages. Del Taylor is battling with Todd Antonio. Jumbo has dropped back down the order. He's in 12th place, and here comes Del Taylor now for a place in the top 10 as he is trying to go around Todd Antonio, but Todd is having none of it, and ahead of them we have David Emge there. That's the driver that you can see in the horizons. Todd Antonio doing a good job there, drifting. Oh, runs a bit wide there, and here comes Del Taylor now, but this is going to be the outside of the corner. Can he make it work? It seems to me that he can, and Del Taylor is up into 10th spot. That was a good move, and David Emge is actually not that far ahead, and could we have a three-way battle for 9th place? Now something has happened to Jumbo, that he's really behind this trio of drivers, because he is 10 seconds behind. Look at this, David Emge already under pressure from Del Taylor, and here comes Del Taylor now on the inside, and Todd Antonio is trying to follow both of these drivers into a top 10 position as well. Here comes Del Taylor now. He's going to be on the inside. It's a perfectly valid overtaking point, except that you tend to run wide if you are on the inside, and Del knows this, and he's going to let David through that particular corner, because he's now better positioned. Oh, look at this, Antonio is having a huge run on both of these drivers, and he's definitely challenging for 9th place as they go nose to tail into the start-finish line. This is the end of lap 7. The leaders are already in lap 8, and so is this trio of drivers. Look at this now. Del Taylor is on the inside of David Emge, and it seems to me that Todd Antonio is going to follow him. Yes. Oh, and contact there between David Emge and Todd Antonio. An all-American contact, but Todd is actually ahead of David. But what happened to David? Oh, and he recovers the position. That was quite a good move there by Todd, because he recognizes that he pushed David a little bit off the track there. And that's recognizable, as he himself recognized that he should let David through again. Good to see that type of move in the Old Folks Racing PlayStation. Todd is back into the battle, an all-American battle for 10th place. Here comes Simon Allen now on Scott Davely. Simon trying to salvage something from this race, maybe a podium if others hit problems, but now he's on the outside of the Spoon Curve, which is not the greatest overtaking spot. And he runs wide, and again we do not have information on penalties, and several of these drivers could have heavy penalties that we don't know about, so we definitely should be mindful of that as we watch the final leaderboard. Darren Head is 4.5 seconds, 4.3 seconds ahead of Jorge Jesus. Third is Gonçalo Mota, 4th is Cavallen, 5th is now Simon Allen. Scott Davely down to 6th. 7th is Rob Burton, and 8th is John Scott. 9th is now Dale Taylor, and 10th is David Emge, still defending from Todd Antonio in 11th, with Jumbo closing the set of 12 drivers that have started and are still running in this race. Darren Head is now on lap 9. That's the penultimate lap, but again we do not know what's going on with penalties, and Darren seems to be losing time to Jorge Jesus. Now the gap is down to 3 seconds. We are having a late challenge by Jorge Jesus, but again all these drivers could have penalties, and we do not know. It's very difficult to commentate like this. Gonçalo Mota in third, 4th is Kev Allen. This is the duo of Simon Allen and Scott Lavely, 5th and 6th. 7th is Rob Burton. 8th is John Scott, not far from Rob, as he is well, we could have a late battle here for 7th place. Only a couple of laps remaining in this race, but still quite a lot of action and quite a lot of decisions still to happen. As look at the leaders, they are absolutely flying. 204 for both of the leaders, 205. Oh, look at this, Kev Allen, 203.8. That's absolutely very, very, very fast indeed. But is it a little bit too late from the Yorkshire driver, as Gonçalo Mota seems to be holding on to that 3rd place here in Sakito, the opening round of 10 rounds of Old Fox Racing PlayStation 2022 season, spring season, and what a start we had in this season with 12 drivers battling it out here at Sakito. Only one more lap to go at the end of this one, and this is John Scott. Oh, and Rob has run wide there, but so does John Scott. He runs wide, and Rob just runs wide again. And now Scott is really on his tail with those absolutely brilliant escort liveries that all the drivers have for this race. Now last lap of the race is Darren Head already on it, and these 2.3 seconds. Look at this, Jorge Jesus is coming. Jorge Jesus is coming at Darren, and Gonçalo Mota maintains the 3rd place, but Kev Allen now only 1 second behind as John Scott continues to chase Rob Burton, and Scott Lavely continues to chase Simon Allen. That's the battle for 5th place. Now we are on the last lap of the race. We still have a few outstanding battles going on, but we again do not know about penalties, so we are going to have to see what happens at the end of this race. Look at this, Simon Allen running a little bit wide there. I wonder if that could be another penalty. This is Kev Allen on Gonçalo Mota, and Gonçalo is holding on to a podium here. Absolutely. Oh, and he runs wide a little bit, and here comes Kev Allen. Kev Allen is absolutely flying in the last few laps of this race. Now he's on the outside, which is a tricky move, but he has a couple of good overtaking points between now and the end of the race. And could this be a heartbreak for Gonçalo Mota, his first podium in the Old Fox Racing PlayStation, at least in the main league? He's had podiums in the Endurance League, but Gonçalo Mota is trying to hold on in the last few corners of this race. Here comes Darren Head. He's going to win this race, at least on the road, and we shall see what happens with penalties. 2 seconds ahead of Jorge Jesus. It has been a very interesting battle indeed in this race, but Darren Head, the reigning champion, is going to win if he does not make a mistake in this corner. He's going to open the new season with a victory, and here comes Darren Head as he wins the race, race 1, round 1, and here he comes. Checkered flag, 2nd place for Jorge Jesus. 3rd is going to be Gonçalo Mota. Oh, here comes Kev Allen now. Kev Allen is absolutely side by side, and they go photo finish. Gonçalo Mota, I think he finished in 3rd. I'm not sure. We'll have to see the final leaderboard. Simon Allen and Scott Lavely 5th and 6th. Rob Burton is going to be 7th. John Scott is going to be 8th. 9th, Del Taylor. 10th, David Emge. 11th is going to be Jumbo. Todd Antonio has lost time in the final few laps of this race. He is going to finish in the 12th place, but we await the race director decisions, because we understand there are quite a few penalties. Let's see how that has affected the drivers, shall we, as we watch Del Taylor now go through the well, take the checkered flag himself. Now we do understand there are penalties, and let's see. Well, first of all, let's see between Gonçalo Mota and Kev Allen, because Gonçalo is scored as being in 4th place. So it seemed to me he crossed the line before Kev, but maybe he had more penalties than Kev. Certainly Kev is now scored as the 3rd place man, Gonçalo Mota 4th. Other drivers have maintained their positions, so no change whatsoever as we watch David Emge now complete the race. So the Jumbo, and Todd Antonio will be 5 seconds behind Jumbo. There he is. We are going to see the final classification, and yes, it is Kev Allen on the podium, and Scott Davely becomes 5th again because of penalties, and and John Scott becomes 7th also because of penalties. So clearly quite a lot of change. See you in race 2.